Oh, oh yeah. I keep getting messages from WhatsApp just popping down and killing the clock. I can't tell if it's running or not. Okay, what we're looking at Wednesday. We're looking at Wednesday's home gym. So we're back on the strength on the 10 sets. So if you did the squat one today, Tuesday. This is Tuesday. We're looking at the push press on there. So we're looking for overhead in the warm up to get our midline dialed in, our overhead mobility, our wrist position sort of dialed in, and all this sort of stuff sort of carries on to all our body weight sort of stuff. So it's really good to spend some quality position in the workout prep. Later on, there are box jumps or alternating jumping lunges. So we want to open up the hips for the box step ups and the lunges. The tuck ups, guys, is that controlled, almost like a straight leg. The tuck up, it's not the tuck jumps. Okay, someone asked me the other day. Okay, tucking and bringing the knees in. And then the upper body, we should really feel this upper body come up. You can quite easily just sort of lie down and bring the knees in and not with a flat back and not get any activation. So it's about the shoulders coming up and meeting the knees. So you should really feel it kicking on there. The weighted overhead, this is the first one really that kicks into what I was talking about over that overhead position. Now, this works really well. It could be a handstand if you haven't got a lot of kit. Now basically we want to be overhead, okay, and the first thing is when we're overhead is we want to get rid of this flared rib position. We see where my back's bending, so we want to try and get the ribs down nice and tight. You can see how that brings my arms forward now. You'd like to think all this handstand stuff's got that a little bit better. Alright, okay, so we're squeezing the bum, Dyson midline, so it might be worth me sort of opening up my overhead to start with. Really good way and simple way to do that, guys, is like a wall floss. All right, I'm down on my knees because this is the only sort of real position I can get at the moment without any glare today. Hands on the wall, okay, dropping down, nice flat back position, and working left and right, twisting in and trying to open up the middle and the center of the back. Okay, that could be in a kneeling position like I just did there, or stood up. Okay, you can do that a little bit before. If you do that little position I just tested, yeah, I'll tell you what, nice and tight, flared up. Look at that, even, that was only about 10 seconds. And so if I spend a bit of time on that, that'll free it up. So then when we pick a weight, okay, with a kettlebell, okay, 15, 20 seconds on one side, okay. Kettlebell definitely makes it a lot more difficult. What we want to be doing is we want the palm to be facing straight forward. So if it's a dumbbell, the dumbbell will be across this way. If it's a kettlebell behind you. The plate works brilliantly, okay? All right, because it will push the wrist right back into a nice good stretch. You must be active in here. If you decide to kick upside down and get into a handstand, all right, then this must be dialed in. You must be active in there. It's not just purely about being upside down, all right? And then you got your box jumps with a slow descent. And what the idea is that is, yeah, if you jump onto the box, is as you come off the box, you're going to try and lower down with your body weight as long as you can, so you can get some activation into those glutes for later on in the workout, and use the power from the glutes in the push press. You got your reverse lunges, same theme. Alternating V-ups, same as the tuck jump, but just one leg's coming up and reaching towards it. And then alternating strict press. All right, so whatever you're pressing, if you're barbell, okay, it's barbell. But if you stood up, you're now going to take that static for 30 seconds that you had, where this midline was braced, okay, and you're going to press up, and then you're going to hit your lockout, okay? 30 seconds. It's not about loads of reps. It's about just trying to fire up the muscles into the right position, okay? And that should dial you in. Now, when you hit your strength, you've got to find out between now what you're going to work with. This is for the sort of like multiple scenarios that we do have, and I think you appreciate that by now, with equipment and stuff. If you can get on the heavy side, okay, and do the heavy side strength, which is, to be honest, if you look at it this way, the way I look at it is, when it comes to sort of strength, and strength is a broad spectrum of strength, you know, at all different sort of repetitions. And in the class environment, we have a tendency to do a lot of the low reps, okay, because there's volume elsewhere. But when you do the volume elsewhere, those reps can be questionable under fatigue. And it's really good to say, well, do you know what? When I'm back in the box, I'm going to be doing a lot of these sort of lower reps on the heavy side. But how often do I take this mid-range rep scheme and actually work on it in a controlled environment and get a lot better at it, so it crosses over when I'm doing the other stuff? So, you know, hitting the 10 rep stuff is really good, and 100 reps, you know, no problem. So you push press, so we're going to find that in whatever we've just come out of the warm-up for, that you're having this sort of dip in the quads, okay? You're driving through the hip and the quads. Notice how my feet didn't come off the ground until right afterwards, and then still haven't took that light out, and I'm pressing overhead, all right? If you've got one object on one arm, you're going to do 10 on one side and 10 on the other and get it dialed in, all right, okay? And we're looking probably just extending that time domain of 45 seconds and doubling it up, all right? So it'd be like a minute and a half just to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other, or if you're working the same together, it could be 10 there. No rest in between after you finish that, and just move through that for 10 sets. We're down for 4 sets of quality. Now this is good, all right? This is kind of one of those interval sessions where usually it's like 4 rounds, you know, and you just kind of move through it at the same sort of pace. It's like, right, I'm now going to go through those 3 exercises down there. Toaster bar if you've got it, or weighted sort of sit-ups. Just one thing I would say with the weighted sit-up, by all means you can pivot your feet on this one, or anchor your feet. But when you have the weight, it must stay on your upper body, okay, up here. If you take a weight, all right, and you put it up here, and you go, right, I'm going to roll it down here as a sit-up, then the weight's not, you're using it as momentum and a counterbalance. And if you're throwing it out, okay, you're using that as momentum as well. And it's kind of define the point of why you've got that in front of you. And that's why it's on the lower rep range, right down 9-10 reps on there. Okay, so the idea is get through that workout, 3 stations, move through it as fast as you can, then take a real good minute and a half rest and go, do you know what, can I do this better? Can I do this faster? Okay, and then practice again. And it's really nice to make a change and go, do you know what, I can practice my pacing on this workout and how well I can move through it. How could I be more efficient between the stations? How could I sort of finish this exercise better? All right, cool. And that's your workout for the day. All right, have fun. Post it out, guys. It's going a bit quiet on who's sort of working out. I'll start posting my stuff, all right, to get you in, even though I'm doing a lot of the handstand stuff. I'm probably only doing handstand stuff every day. But I'm only actually doing 3 of these a day and a run. All right, fucking hate running. All right, have fun, guys. Enjoy. Bye.